everyone, as you can tell my voice is almost 100% back and today's video is gonna be pretty cool, so I really hope you're ready for it. But before I get into the video, I just want to give a little shout out to one of my subscribers who is honestly the sweetest person, and I really want to give him a mention and thank him for all his support. His name is Zohaib Ahmed Malak. I really hope I pronounce your name correctly, and that is him. Look at him, ladies. He is such a gentleman and a sweetheart, and he's so kind to me, and he always like comments positive things and puts me in a good mood on all my videos and all my Facebook posts, and I really wanted to show him some love and thank him for all his support. And you know what? I want to thank all of you for your support. Thank you so much for being with me, even if I kinda was a little rebel in this past week and I haven't posted anything. But hey, I'm making up for it by answering your most requested video suggestion, which is how to find keywords with complicated textbooks. Now, in my previous videos, when I showed you how to find keywords, I have to admit, all the textbook I was using were the standard school with the student in mind type of textbooks, meaning the keywords were highlighted or like in bold and at the end of each chapter, so it was really easy to find them. However, a lot of people were asking me, but Anna, what if I have a textbook that's just all text? Like, there's nothing that can help me find the keywords or the key terms, and I'm lost. It's just a big sea of text. Well, what I did is I took my most hard textbooks I ever had for psychology classes, and I'm gonna show you how I figure out how to find keywords and things I need to remember in these textbooks. So before I get into them, I'm just gonna present you the textbooks for today's video. The first one is Psychology and Historical Perspective, and this book was edited by my favorite professor in the entire world, and I miss him a lot. His name is Zbigniew Pleszewski, and he is just my favorite, and I have so many copies of this book because I TA'd for this class. But as you can see, this textbook was every student's nightmare. I mean, nothing to help you out, nothing to tell you, hey, this is important. And I have to admit, it was really hard to read. But I did read it, and I got an A. So let's see how I did that. Maybe you can get inspired by what I did and implement it into your study routine. The second book I'm going to be showing you today is this one, Psych 333, Personality and Social Psychology. This one, my professor was John Lydon, who was amazing, but man, oh man, this class kicked me in the butt. I'm sorry. Pardon my français, but yeah, look at that. Look at that. It was insane. This class was extremely hard. And one of the reasons it was so extremely hard is because the text was so heavy. Now, taking this first book, I'm just gonna open it right here. And for the sake of this video, of course, I picked something that would permit me to read it relatively fast. If not, this video would be like 30 minutes long. So let's see how you can find important keywords in text. First off, what I look for is titles. Titles, whether they like to or not, have to be in the book. So this can be an indicator of what's important. Another thing I look for are terms or words that, let's say my friend who's like in computer engineering will not understand if I say Volker Psychology. He's gonna be like, what are you talking about? You know, look for terms that your friends won't know what they are. So let us see if we can do that with this book. I'm just gonna read to you the first paragraph. Hopefully I do a good job because I'm reading through the camera. Wound at work. To illustrate the nature of wound psychology, we shall consider two topics taken up in the two branches of his psychology. Right away, I see that something's gonna be up, something's gonna be important. Wound psychology, I'm gonna write it in my notes as wound psychology, and then I'm gonna divide it into two branches. Now, what are these two branches? The first applies the experimental method of physiological psychology, that's number one, to an old question in philosophical psychology. How many ideas can consciousness contain at a given moment? The second applies the method of Volker Psychology, second one, to the question of how human beings create and understand sentences. So as you saw, I kind of like, this is all blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, wound psychology, two things: physiological psychology and Volcker psychology. So those are the two things I need to remember. Those are keywords for sure. This is a theory, wound psychology, it's theory, it's an important person, and that is what I will take down in my notes. And as you saw, if you don't trust me, like, Anna, how do you know those are important keywords? Look at this. You saw that? Physiological psychology that I took down as a keyword. Oh my god, look at that. It has its own section. And let me guess, if I turn the page, oh yeah, the second one has its own big explanation. See, this is another key to knowing which words are keywords. If they have their own section, they're important and you need to know them. So the second book I have here, let us see what section I picked. Whoop, my bad. So motivations influence which modes operate. Oh man, this is gonna be a mouthful. If the primary modes of social cognition are authentic and unconscious thoughts versus controlled and conscious thoughts with gradations between them, it matters how people move between modes. As the motivated tactician metaphor implies, people's tactics, the modes they use, depend on their motives. In social cognition, a variety of motives have mattered over the past decades. They go by various names, but the following 5 terms, hello, ding ding, list, this is important, this is on the exam, capture the most frequent motives: belonging, understanding, controlling, enhancing self, and trusting in group. As a mnemonic device, consider them a bucket of motives. Ha! See here, the textbook helps you make a little trick to remember them. And hello, if the book is telling you a trick on how to remember these words, it means they're keywords. It means the teacher like, aha, I'm gonna put this on the exam, so don't let that fool you. Know it. See, bucket. Belonging, understanding, controlling, enhancing self, and trusting in group. And again, like I said previously, these keywords are later given their own title, and they have a lot of things to say about them, as you can see, so definitely you need to know them. And they also have their own table. Hint guys, tables are meant to help you out. They're meant to summarize the lengthy and bulky information for you. And so if you see in a textbook any chart, any like big graph, or like just a table like this one, it's important. It's meant to help you out. Look how cool it is. Look, the motive, belonging, and it tells you the goal, being accepted by other people, one's group. Understanding, socially shared cognition, belief that one's views correspond to those of one's group. So this is perfect. I can give myself a little copy paste of this table in my notes, and that's it. So at the end of the day, guess who's on the exam? Actually, that was on the exam, because I remember, because it was that type of exam that scars you for life. So what I do to help myself out with keywords is I create a little review document. Now this is for another class, for the psychology of the consumer, so consumer behavior. And this is what I did. We had a lot of keywords and they were so important, and I just put them in one document because at the end of the day, guys, what would you rather study? Go back on all your underlined stuff in this book, or just have this that you can review even before you go into exam? I don't know about you, but I prefer this. And I want to show you this today because it's different than my usual note-taking method. I came up with this recently and I find that it really helped me out. It's a bit repetitive. It's a bit, how should you say? It's weird. You'll know what I'm saying, okay? So I'm just gonna show you an example. So, individual decision making, this was a chapter. These were the keywords I found important: rational, behavioral, and experimental perspective. So there's 3 types of perspectives someone can have. So instead of just copying down what the book is telling me that these terms mean, a lot of people are telling me, Anna, I don't know how to write in my own words. Number 1, use it in a sentence. Number 2, use it in an example. So rational. Bill, I just picked a name, integrated as much information as possible with what he already knew about the product and weighed pluses and minuses of each alternative. See, this is an example I gave myself to explain rational perspective in individual decision making. Behavioral. Bill bought based on environmental cues such as a sale. Experiential. Bill bought based on the totality of the product's appeal. So see, I found the keywords and I used Bill, who's like my imaginary friend, and I said, if Bill does this, it means he's using a behavioral perspective of decision making. And you don't believe me, but I did this for all the keywords. Habitual decision making. Bill made choices with little to no conscious effort. Limited problem solving. Bill was not as motivated to search for information or to evaluate rigorously, so he used simple decision rules to choose. Extended problem solving, initiated by a motive that is central to his self-concept. Bill, self-concept, that's a key word, I just put it in there. I used it, see, I used it in the sentence, so I know it. Central to his self-concept, Bill felt that the eventual decision carries a fair degree of risk. So, you see, this will help you out because it's in your own words. If you want me to go into detail on how to make this document, and how to put things in examples, in just using keywords in a phrase, that way you'll remember them better. It will be my pleasure to do it for you, but this video's a bit long, so I'm gonna try to cut it short. But I mean, look at it. I used Bill the entire time, and Bill helped me get a really good grade on this exam. So that is for today's video. Again, if there's anything you want me to go more into detail or to clarify, just leave it in the comments down below and I will do so. I really hope this video helped you out, and don't forget to like it if you liked it, and subscribe to me if you like what you see. I will definitely see you in my next video, hopefully. I will not lose my voice again because right now it's going and I need to check on some rice. Hopefully it didn't burn. Bye guys!